Hey, my name is Michael Vivaldi. I'm a flight attendant with American Airlines. Some of you may know me personally, some of you may know me through the podcast. Some of you may have heard my name mentioned around by others, but I'm just here to share a story with you right now. This is a flight attendant by the name of ALAINA TROCANO. Back in 2021, if you didn't see her serving drinks to you on a plane, she was probably sharing things like this on TikTok. Well, some people apparently didn't take kindly to her comments and decided to post it on social media. On top of that, ALAINA decided to share this video, showing off a flight itinerary from her home base in Miami to Washington, D.C. on January 5th, 2021. Now, this could have easily been coincidence where someone's just traveling the day before an insurrection to Washington, D.C. with her type of beliefs. That doesn't mean she was personally there, right? Wrong. And she posted this on her TikTok with the caption, "Great day with a sad ending. This wasn't a riot. It was a dozen assholes among hundreds of thousands of true patriots." Just a dozen. No, anyways, I'm sitting at home during my furlough from my job, and one of my friends is telling me all about this, and there's a petition going around from change.org that was circulating to kind of hold her accountable. As an employee of a company that I work for, I don't want to be associated with or represented by somebody who's wearing this uniform and post about Rittenhouse being the JV team and wait till varsity shows up. So I decided to sign the petition and share it on my socials along with a few screenshots the petitioner had also created. I was also sent a link to her TikTok where I found the video of her on Capitol grounds and decided to share that directly to my Twitter feed. Less than an hour later, I was DM'd by a user asking if they could use my video as part of the petition online. I said, yeah, but let me upload it to YouTube first so that you can embed it. I uploaded it to my personal YouTube account, sent them the link, and saw they posted it as a petition within the hour on the same day. I had a pretty good caption attached to it, so I decided to copy paste and update the video on the YouTube with it as well. Happy to help, and I continued my life. Not even 2 days later, I received a message from ALAINA on Instagram asking if my brother Peter is a Republican and how interesting that is. I responded back by saying my brother is Alex and is not affiliated with any party, but nice try to bait me. She responded by saying not Alex, so that was pretty confusing to me because Alex is my only brother. A part of me thinks she went to my dad's Facebook account, whose name is Peter, and who's also a hardcore Republican himself, but she probably didn't bother stalking me enough to know that my dad and me haven't been talking since about 2020. And then she proceeded to block me or delete her Instagram right after sending that message. A few months later, in March 2021, I'm called into HR at American Airlines regarding an investigation that's currently ongoing, and they wanted to interview me. I complied and met with them and the APFA union representatives there as well. They asked me a number of questions about what I'd posted and shared on my social media accounts. One of the ladies there was also confused about how reposting and how that works versus creating content being reposted, so I had to explain reposting versus creating. After about a 2-hour interview, I was coached on the airline's social media policy and asked to remove the link to the petition from my profiles. Again, I complied and didn't hear anything else regarding that. But then just a few months after that meeting, I received yet another message from ALAINA on Facebook this time in 2021, June of 2021. This time, this message said, "Michael, you need to take a petition down that you did on Peter's computer. You're in way over your head. Take it down." As much as I still wanted to tell her that I hadn't had contact with my dad since September of 2020, I also didn't mind her looking like a fool and not responding to her. So I sent over the screenshot of the message along with the Instagram message that I received over to the people in HR so they can see that she decided to bring in my family into this whole situation too and continue to harass me. So fast forward to October 2022. I'm sent a random notice of intent from a lawyer who's representing ALAINA concerning the article or petition written by Michael Vivaldi. As confused as I am about it, I'm also very amused and continue reading this letter. In short, ALAINA claims that I wrote the petition and she would like me to 1, take down the petition, and 2, issue her a formal apology. And while I was happy to apologize that she got her feelings hurt, I was unable to comply with the first request since I hadn't created the petition, only shared and reposted it, which had been deleted back in 2021 after my meeting with American Airlines. So I decided to report this as well to American Airlines as harassment, since I felt it was a blatant violation of the company's workplace environment policy as it pertained to retaliation and harassment that had been an ongoing occurrence since 2021 when ALAINA first messaged me. My manager said she would forward all the information and the report over to HR and they'd be contacting me soon, but I never heard from anyone after that. So who's ready for the annual ALAINA harassment of 2023? Well, instead of reaching out herself, she decided to get her friendly pilot buddy Josh Yoder to do it for her, calling out myself and another flight attendant for harassing ALAINA over the years. His oh-so-intelligent followers decided to hurl insults at us. Yeah, cool. God bless you too. Keep in mind, myself and the other flight attendant have no idea who each other are, and we've never spoken before in the past, ever. I decided to reach out to her on Facebook just to see how she was, like, mentally, and if she had seen anything that was on Twitter, which apparently she had no idea because she hadn't logged into Twitter for I don't know how long. She told me that she had spoken to a union representative and was just kind of waiting for them to tell her the next course of actions, what she needed to do. And I could only assume from her messages and messages sent by like mutual colleagues that she wasn't doing too well either. As much as I wanted to see how far these dum-dums would go, I know as a man in the situation, I wasn't as easy a target as Hillary was. And I guess I was hoping we'd both be out of this situation quickly after reaching out to HR again. And for those of you keeping track at home, that is 2 HR reports at this time. And last but not least, a summons from Lee County, Florida, served a month ago listing the plaintiff, ALAINA TROCANO, versus defendants American Airlines and me. How great. It's about 22 pages total of a complaint, but I'll give you the highlights right now. I can tell you that only about 3 pages of 22 pages are concerning me. Now, 2 of the 8 total counts are directed towards me regarding defamation, while the rest calls out American Airlines for negligence, racial, and religious discrimination against her. So let me read these kind of like verbatim here. Under these counts against the airlines, it states that the plaintiff is a member of the protected class by virtue of her white racial ethnicity and Christian religious beliefs, and that AA discriminated against her because of her protected class of being white and a Christian by subjecting her to unwelcome harassment. I'm definitely a huge fan of her asking $1.37 million in damages from me and a whopping $4.7 million from American Airlines, all while trying to keep her job. The job that has caused her so much mental distress and subjected her to such harassment in a hostile work environment that she still wants to keep. Got it. The complaint also states that I lead a group of approximately 50 AA employees who call themselves Attendants of Justice. No offense to my flight attendant friends, I love you all, but I can count on both hands and half a foot how many coworkers I hang out with or talk to outside of my flights. My circle is very tight-knit, so no. I don't lead a group of Attendants for Justice, but I do like the name. She continues to state that I created the article on change.org, but doesn't seem to understand the difference between reposting versus creating. Just because I repost an article that states how terrible the new Fast X movie is, that doesn't mean I created the movie or wrote the article. It's simple. The bottom line here is that ALAINA TROCANO made public statements and posted public videos on her social media accounts, got mad because people found out and reposted what she already had, tried to delete and scrub all of it, but we all know that things on the internet live forever. There's screenshots and receipts. Then she went after people that shared the petition in retaliation. I don't understand how her claims of defamation, they're truth. They were posted on her account. The videos and screenshots came from her page. The captions on my tweets below her content were stating what was being shared by her in a descriptive manner, or asking if what was being shared by her was true. These are not statements of defamation. Rather, they are statements that are made truthfully by the plaintiff publicly and then reposted publicly. I sat on a lot of this for years without like publicly addressing the harassment or cases against ALAINA TROCANO. But I've also reached out to my employer and some union reps on how to proceed with this legally and without causing damage to like the company, you know. However, I've gotten a lot of radio silence from everyone over the last month, so I've kind of decided to take this into my own hands and just want to bring awareness to a wider audience instead of people either assuming or making up stories about why this flight attendant is suing American Airlines and another flight attendant. Now, if you look hard enough online, I'm not going to share the link, you can find a fundraiser for ALAINA, basically asking people to pay for her monthly paycheck. As for me, I'm already preparing to file a counter lawsuit against her and to recover any legal fees. And the last few months, I've called off from work to protect my own mental health while finishing up school at the same time. Thankfully, I graduated about a month ago, but it doesn't mean funds have been coming in either. But at any rate, I like to maybe get in touch with an attorney who doesn't mind doing this pro bono and getting an easy dub, I guess. But if I can't find anyone, I'll have to come out of pocket with this. But I decided to do a little GoFundMe in the meantime to cover any possible loss of work income, future legal fees, retainer fees, things like that. Any extra funds that I get past the goal, I'm actually going to be donating to the victims of the Maui fires that have recently occurred. via the Maui Strong Fund, Maui Food Bank, and Maui United Way. So I appreciate your time for hearing me out. I appreciate all your love and support. I hope this is a message to all that says that there's no more room for hate in our lives. And if you decide to let your hate flag fly, prepare for the consequences of your actions and stop relying on your literal privilege to save you. Much love to all the flight attendants out there. Stay safe and keep fighting the good fight for the pay you deserve.